Greetings, citizens from the rolling hills of the bluegrass. It takes a great amount of pride sometimes for people to finally start seeing others catch on to some things. Now, I'm not a very prideful person at times, which, can't be said for anyone who stands in front of a microphone, that there's got to be some amount of pride in your ability to communicate that you would hope people would listen. But it's good to see others coming online with one idea. And there's for those of you who are familiar with Andrew Yang, unfortunately, I guess I would call him a technocrat, but the former presidential candidate, he had a thumbnail for one of his videos that stated, if they're conservative, what are they conserving? And I was listening to another person from the other YouTube or the other website, and he used the same phrase, what are they conserving? And it reminded me of a letter that I wrote back on the 5th of July in 2012. And it's just something that I kind of wanted to, share, because it's one of those, in 2008 I had my turn, and it gives you an idea of what 4 years of gestating on these ideas had kind of gotten me to. But it begins like this. It says, I've taken a measured approach to writing this review of Dr. Rand Paul's endorsement of Mitt Romney. So this is 2012, when Mitt Romney was running for president against Barack Obama. And it continues, while it is said and done in the history books and in any other phrase one could use to state that it cannot be taken back, I would like to share an observation and a musing that I've been mulling about regarding the machinations of sightless fealty. Most of you are not voting for Mitt Romney because Senator Paul gave him the nod. Most of you are not voting for Mitt Romney because of his politics, his skin color, or his religion. Most of you are voting for him because of the R after his name. You're letting a letter of the alphabet determine how you vote, and it's even worse than the other reasons you could be using to justify your vote. Why? Because you're doing it blindly, sans thought. There is not a devalued nickel's worth of difference between the two parties. They are both the big government party. Think on this. If the Republicans are the conservative party, what are they conserving? The Constitution? No. Under the last Bush administration, the Patriot Act gave the government more tools to take liberties with our rights that would make any would-be despot smitten. The Republicans take as their name the very form of government we are supposed to have, a republic. Are they conserving that? They're not conserving the founding documents, so why would it be even conceivable that they would hold true to the formula? If the Democrat Party is progressive or the Liberal Party, what are they progressing to or from? What are they liberating? Freedom? Civil rights? Is the progression towards them or from them? Are they wanting to move away from life, liberty, and the pursuit of? Or crawl into each word and live each letter as a guide to humanity? By maintaining the spending and debt practices of the last president, what is the difference? These terms, conservative and liberal, are relative to the times which they are used. Our founders were liberal to King George of England. The Tories who supported the Crown were conservatives. They were the ones fighting for king and country against the roustabouts, rebelling against their motherland and protector. So what of Mitt Romney? He will not change anything, because he cannot. By virtue of the small amount of the Constitution that's still being followed, the president doesn't have those powers. Yet. And even if he did try to change the gears of Washington, rest assured he would lose more than his name and his principles. We do have a choice, and it is not to be found in one figurehead. It is to be found in each of us, on our own, then join with like-minded people. This Commonwealth could be the proverbial Concord in Lexington. Instead of a shot heard round the world, it would be a shout of, no, we are human beings, born in freedom and beholden to no one but our Creator. Liberty is our right, and no law you make can do away with it. This is more than party. It is even more than country. It is a free humanity rejecting oppression. You cannot take my hands, for they work the metal of my ingenuity. You cannot have my arms, as they are my pillars to resist tyranny. And you will not bear upon my back the woes of your incompetence. For I am free. I am free as humanity was and is meant to be. Yours in liberty. Now, doesn't that sound like an ideologue? Doesn't that sound like someone who believes in something? Who wants something? I hope you want something. I want you to believe in you and to write your own letters, because people are going to need to read these things. Sure, they'll have videos. Sure, they'll have that. But there's something tangible about a letter in hand that almost seeps through the skin and gets into the blood and goes to the brain and gets it moving. Write a letter. Put your feelings on paper and then read it to somebody.